Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about my 10 newborn essentials, and I'm just going to cut right to it, so let's get started. So first on my list is the Kikaroo changing pad. Now, at first I was a little hesitant because I've heard so many back and forth reviews about it. But overall, it is literally one of the best things that we have purchased. It is a wipeable material with foam, and so you don't have to get anything dirty per se. You can just simply wipe things off, and that is why I love it. And I've heard that people can say that their babies get really cold when you lay them down on it. And yes, while that can be true, I've noticed that my baby has gotten used to the coolness of it, and she doesn't really freak out once when I lay her on it as she once did in the beginning. But overall, this thing is literally amazing. I'm so thankful for it. I've even heard that there's really good dupes for it as well if you don't want to pay the hefty price tag for it. And so overall, that is literally one of my favorite things that I own so far. So number 2 on my list is kind of a 2-in-1. It is the Hatch sound machine as well as the Hatch portable sound machine. Now, way before I was pregnant, this thing was on my list because of all of the amazing things that it can teach your child, and then it can grow with your child. I love all of the different light settings, and it's dimmable. You can just tap the ring, although I will say it is quite a learning curve to turn it on. I know that seems pretty silly, but when you get the hang of turning it on and off, it is really simple. But I love the features of the light, especially when my daughter grows older, you know, during nap time or rest time, or even in the mornings, you can set it to a certain time to where the hatch turns a different color. So you can tell your child, hey, you can come out of your room when the hatch turns green, or you can't get out of your bed until it is this color, or what have you. And I love that feature, and it just teaches your child many different things, and I feel like it also saves you as well. Also love that it is controlled through your phone. I'm not normally a techie type person, but there's nothing better than when you're across the room and you forgot to turn the sound machine on. Just sit on your phone with your sleeping baby and turn it on. And then I also love the portable sound machine because it is literally like this big, and you can attach it to anything. And we have gotten a lot of use out of that as well already. And we've traveled quite a bit with her, and we've had no problem with it. Next on my list is My Breast Friend nursing pillow. Now, this has been such a godsend. I kid you not. I love the fact that you are able to clip it onto yourself and make it adjustable to you. Like literally when I'm standing up with it on, it is a shelf. And there's been plenty of times where I've been in the middle of nursing or what have you, and I've been able to pick my baby up with her still laying in that position to quickly go grab something or whatever. I'm just so thankful for that, and it really does save your back. You're not hunched over. The baby's not sliding in between the pillow like the Boppy does. And I have used the Boppy. My church has one, and so I've used that when she wasn't old enough to really like support herself. And so after using the Boppy, it's really solidified my decision for buying the My Breast Friend pillow. There's literally nothing more I could rave about than that. And I've recommended it to every single person that I know that is either pregnant or wanting to have kids soon in the future, because it is seriously that much of a game changer. Next on my list is the Halo Sleep Swaddle. I will preface that you do need to check the TOG, which is how heavy the material is for the temperature in your house or outside. And so I do have a 1.5 TOG sleep swaddle, and I will say it is a little too hot for it, especially in the South, but I've just been having her in a small short sleeve onesie or just her diaper. Especially, we are currently in a huge heat wave here in South Carolina. So check your TOG before you buy it. But otherwise, I love this thing. I love the fact that you are able to have many different configurations with your baby. You can either have them with their hands in, one hand out, both hands out, whatever is more comfortable for your baby. I will say we are going to have to transition her outside of the swaddle, so she's going to have her hands up as she is starting to roll. But I just could not rave more about this product, especially since at first she was not a fan of swaddling, and then we didn't swaddle her for a while, and then we went back to swaddling, and it has changed the game ever since. I will say the only downside to it is that it can get pretty loud, you know, with the Velcro, but haven't really needed to adjust it while she's asleep, and she hasn't really woke up from that noise. But I will say there are some babies who are light sleepers, and so that can be a problem. But overall, this thing is amazing, and I'm going to be really sad when she grows out of the one that we have now, because I'll have to buy her another one. But cannot get over the Sleep Swaddle Sack by Halo. Totally recommend that. My next baby essential is muslin cloths. Now, I've heard so many people say you can never have enough burp cloths, and that is the fact. There's been countless times where I'm in the middle of feeding her and I forget my burp cloth, or it is across the room. And so you can never have enough of these things, especially if your baby can be colicky or just spit up. I mean, every baby tends to spit up, but spit up, and you can just never have enough on hand. I wish I had another pack. I currently have 16 muslin burp cloths of some sort, and I go through those like crazy. You can never have enough of these. Next on my list is the VTech non-Wi-Fi monitor. I am actually currently using it right now. This thing is amazing simply because it does not use Wi-Fi. Now, I have heard countless stories of people who get hacked on their Wi-Fi monitors, and they literally hear some stranger talking to their baby through the screen. Now, that to me is mortifying. I do not like the fact that that is a thing. Like, who does that? But I hear about it way too often. Like, I was on Reddit the other day and I literally saw a whole Reddit thread of how this lady overheard her child being talked to through a monitor of someone she does not know. And so this also is really nice if your Wi-Fi goes out, or you know, you are in somewhere that doesn't have Wi-Fi and you brought your monitor. You know, I'm so thankful for that. It does go up to 1,000 feet, and I can literally walk to my mailbox. I don't have a mailbox like in my front yard, like a normal subdivision. My mailbox is down the street, and so there was one day I tested it and I walked all the way down there and it worked. And so it really does, you know, work. And I love the fact that there is no strange-o creepo watching my child from who knows where doing who knows what. And I've had no problems with it. The battery lasts for days on end. You can even turn off the power if your baby sleeps in another room with you. We aren't quite there yet. I love the fact that I'm able to do that. Next on my list is the Ubbi diaper pail. Now, I know there's a lot of people that say this is disgusting, they stink, blah, 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 whatever. I disagree. Now, I will say my daughter is not eating food or solids yet, so the true stinky diapers have not come out yet, but they are starting to stink a little bit. And so I do notice, like, if I am getting trash bag in it is getting full and I kind of open it up just to make a little bit more room, I do notice a stench. But overall, this thing is really nice and amazing, and it does keep in the smells. And I love the fact that you are able to use your own trash bags. And I've seen really gross videos of like the disgusting, like long snakes of bags of the other diaper pail. The name is slipping me, but I've heard of those bags breaking. So I love the fact that you're able to use your own trash bag. And so upstairs next to our dresser, we have the diaper pail, and then we also have a box of trash bags that we're just able to switch out. I will say the only downside to this is that if it gets too full, it will kind of like suction in, and so it's really hard to like pull out the diapers. So don't let it get too full. But overall, this thing is amazing, and I'm really thankful for it, because otherwise we would just be throwing those things in the trash, and I feel like our nose blindness would just really take over, and that kind of creeps me out. I do not want a smelly diapery home, and so I'm thankful that the Ubi really does condense that smell. My next essential, and probably one of my favorite things that I have had so far, is my portable changing mats. Now these things are little leathery pleather type material mats that I keep down here. I keep one in there, and then as well in my diaper bag. And so essentially this is a portable changing table. It is really easy to wipe down. I can take it anywhere with me. And I also love the design on it. It's super cute, which is aside the point, but it has truly been a lifesaver, you know, being able to change my baby in a car, on a table, out wherever, down here. Like, I've been able to take it anywhere, and they're really not that expensive either. And so I'm just super thankful for that. And it is literally a must-have for any mom out there. Next on my list is my Tummy Time mat. It's super cute. It's sage green. She really enjoys just looking at it. And what I like too is that the top part of it is removable. And so when she gets kind of bored of the top part, I can take it off, and it is completely machine washable, especially for those tummy time moments that just end up in a spit up session. And so I love that. And I also love that you were able to change out the top parts of the toys, and so even add to it, and I've added to it as well. And so this has been a game changer, especially since, you know, you need to lay your baby down to do something, you want to teach them independent play or what have you. This has been a really good essential for my baby. Now, my last essential, and I know I've been saying throughout this video, like, this has been the best thing, but if I had to choose one thing on this list, it is this thing, and it is the UPPAbaby Vista V3. Now, when I first wanted the UPPAbaby, I've heard about it several years ago. They had the V2, and so they were discontinuing the V2 and rolling out the V3. And I was actually really disappointed when I heard this information. But honestly, them discontinuing the V2 and me getting the V3 has been the best thing ever, especially for someone who lives in the South, because on both ends of the bassinet, it has air vents, and as well as a sun visor that comes down that's also air vented, and the back part comes up and it is also air vented. And I love that the bassinet is also sleep safe. And so, especially in those newborn stages, we didn't buy a separate bassinet for downstairs, and we spent a lot of our time downstairs. And so we used the V3 bassinet as her bassinet down here. And we still do sometimes, you know, if we're sitting at the dining room table and we are eating dinner, we'll plop her in there, especially since she can't sit up yet. And we've taken this thing to North Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, and she slept in there instead of lugging the huge Graco playpen. Now, I know we will use the playpen once when she's older, but right now the bassinet is perfect for her to sleep in. And I kid you not, this thing is smooth like butter. We recently just took it to Savannah, Georgia, and if you know anything about Savannah, Georgia, it is cobblestone streets galore. It is bumpy paths. It is up and down. It is all of that. And it is just so smooth. It is smooth on gravel. It is smooth on concrete. Any surface you can think of, it is just so smooth. And I truly love that. And I love the fact that we are just getting up those miles. We even took it to the beach on sand, and that thing did so well. I was just utterly blown away, and it is just amazing. Literally, I know the price tag stings, but if you plan on having multiple children, you will definitely get your money's worth. And I know also too, the bassinet is no longer combined, like it is no longer within that price range. You have to buy it additionally. It is so worth it, especially if you don't plan on having a downstairs bassinet. You can keep it on the floor, or you can also buy an additional stand for the bassinet to sit on, or you can even just keep it in the stroller base. It's just amazing. And I will say, there are people online who will complain about it taking forever to take apart, or it's really complicated to take apart and dismantle and things like that. I have not found it to be that difficult. It is truly amazing. I will say it is a wide load. Like, there have been several doors that I have hit coming into a place or wherever. But it is truly a beast. I love that thing to death. I'm so thankful for it. And if you take away anything from this video, it is how amazing that thing is. And if you want to try it for yourself, I would definitely try to find a Nordstrom or some sort of baby store in your area and test drive it, because it is the best. And I'm not just saying that, I shout it from the rooftops. This thing is amazing. But that is it for today's video. I really hope you liked it. Comment down below what your favorite baby essential is, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.